So the next skill, or the skill that we're going to be looking at, is the precision jump. It's also part of the safety move. It's a core move that we use in parkour. If I was going to jump from where I am, to that plank, and I jumped putting my feet first and my hips behind me, so I'm actually coming in skew, would it make sense to you that the plank would be going that way and I would be falling backwards?
Yeah.
So it's very important with a precision jump, similar to the safety, that I come and I land from the top.
Okay.
So I'm going to generate that as I want to stand on my toes and I want to bend my knees. But I don't want to come down until yesterday to jump. The reason I don't want to do this is here I don't have balance. Where if I just bend slightly, I still have balance. My center of gravity is completely underneath me. And I'm going to jump from my ankles, using my calves and my thighs to jump up. But with that, I'm going to engage my core, stabilize my bum, and I'm going to throw my arms up like a pendulum. So my arms are going to move my chest, my core is going to bring my hips with me, and my legs and my thighs are going to jump up to bring the whole package with. So I don't want to become long and then short. That's an indication of me not using my stabilizing muscles. I want to jump, I want to come up, and as I'm in the air, as I'm jumping, I'm going to lift my knees, and then so that I'm going to use my V-lines to do. To lift up, and then I'm going to extend my toe because I want to land on my toe. I'm going to jump forward, extend my toes, land on my toes, and then it's the same as the slap land. So, as I said, I'm going to throw my arms like a pendulum, which means the harder I throw here, the more upwards thrust I have. If I want to go forward, I'm going to throw my arms forward. So everything in my arms is very important. I know I've done it correctly, as when I'm doing my precisions, my ears and my shoulders kind of touch each other. So it's not, you want to go up. You'll see the moment I do that, I almost go into a dish. My body starts doing that. It's up. So tummy in, bum out, toes in front of me, go into that motions, and I can touch my ears here. That's how I'm going to generate the most upwards movement. So there, up, and land. It's not about the distance in the beginning either. It's really just about getting an upwards motion. So when we're learning this motion, I'd rather teach you to jump up than to jump far. Farther comes later. I'm going to engage my feet slightly apart from each other, sit down, jump, and land. I overstep that slightly. As I land, it's nice and soft. My grandmother is not going to send me a text or phone me to ask me why is the ground shaking, because she's in Witbank and there's an earthquake there. So it's very soft, and I have to work at that. Everybody happy? One more. Okay, so now you threw your hands and then you jumped. That's slightly. So remember when I explained that your chest is moving and your hips are coming slightly after? The one before was like whoop, whoop. Now it's there's still a disunite between the two. So you want to keep everything nice and tight.
Yeah.
It's not that you don't have the muscles, they're just not as strong as you would like for them to be. But they are there.
They're there, just dormant.
So use them. Nice. How are you going to land softer?
Toes and...
Bring that in. So your jump is there, your core is there, your chest is moving. I just want to see you now softly landing.
Okay.
That's nice. However, did you take away from your jump? So was your jump less aggressive and more mediocre to fix that landing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw that. So it wasn't necessarily bad, but you don't want to take away from the move, so you can have less momentum. So you have, how are you going to change that? Watch when Andrew does his. See what you can learn from him.
He brings his knees up higher and controls them when they come down.
Yes, let's see if you can do that. That was nice. It was a nice jump.
I'm gymnastics.
Yes, it was a very gymnastic-y jump. I almost feel like I need to score you out of 12. Not bad. I want you to brace more with your legs. So you're trying to stop. You have a rigid thigh and you're trying to stop on your ankles.
So I should stop more.
Watch how low he comes.
Like down.
Yes. But you don't have to sit on your haunches if it's not necessary. Okay. Because at the end of the day, the jump is tiny. So you don't have to be all Hulk on this tiny little thing. But you don't want to be meh about it either.
Okay.
Nice. That's a very, very nice jump.
There.
Last one each. Nice. Nice. Okay, so now we can move your marker slightly forward. How are you going to add the difference there, but keep everything that you had? I don't want you to take away from the motion that you've just done. I want you to simply add to it. So go add to it. Go make it more better.
Wouldn't it just mean that your legs come out further when you...
Show me.
I'll show you is a different story.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you know what you did though?
Yes. I
Tell
do.
me.
So. No, stand there, it's fine. Okay, basically I did a jump.
Yes.
And then when I was about to get to the spot, instead of bringing my legs straight down underneath me,
Yes.
I extend them just a little bit further.
Yes.
So that my body would come, creating the movement.
Okay.
If that makes some sense.
It does. And how did you keep your chest up with this new adaptation? How did your chest come with? Because it did.
I'm hoping it.
So you did two things. You now had a slightly bit of a forward mentality. You had a mindset of it. So you already threw your arms slightly further forward than what you would have done upwards. So that brought your chest width. And because you saw the distance there, you engaged everything. You were stabilized. So your bum was used. You were using your stabilizing your six pack muscles, your core muscles, so that when you moved, everything moved together.
Yeah.
And it brought it width. So that was beautiful.
Yeah, that Andrew was beautiful.
Nice. See, Andrew has a wobble in his feet in the air, which means he's not using his core. In his knees. Okay, so I'm going to encourage him to use his core throughout.
Okay.
Okay, so what did the ground tell you there? It told you that your feet were slightly too far in front of your center of gravity, which was, and that's why you almost felt, but you were able to stabilize yourself to fix it. Last one, Andrew. Beautiful, less of a wobble. I like it, well done. Right, so this is our precision. Now we want to quickly do downwards precision. So we're going to find somewhere to jump off of. Okay, so now we're going to move our precision jump, which was from flat surface to flat surface. Now we're going to move it from a high obstacle to a lower obstacle. So, Gabriella, for the downwards precision, what's different to when it was from ground to ground and the little space? What changed now for you?
Now you're not just doing distance, you're doing height and distance. That's what I see.
Okay, that's true. You still want to come in from the top. So you don't want to jump so much that you increase and make your landing more difficult, but you don't want to come in from the side either. So there's a tiny jump in there. So you're still going to do your arms, your precision, but not as much force as you had to do from the side, because you're going to use gravity to your advantage to cover the distance. So it's actually, you just need to do forward, the downwards will happen by itself.
And had the jump.
Yes, but now you're going to have more downwards force, which means you're going to have to
break.
More.
So does that mean you'd have to go lower down when you... Okay.
Yes, which will bring you into either a slap land or a roll.
Okay, I'll do slap land.
You're going to slap land for now,
I'll do
yes.
slap land first. Okay, so...
Okay, beautiful downwards precision. Your landing was... So how are you going to not have that forward motion? You're going to, as you come up, you're going to use your chest backwards. You need to use your core muscles to press yourself back, so that you actually land. Remember when you did the slap land on the other side, it was from a higher point, but you were more upright.
Yeah.
So it was more of a upright, snobby froggy.
Froggy.
So be more snobby froggy.
Yeah. I'm a snobby froggy.
Much better.
But with this one, do you have to, if you're doing it like this, do you still have to do your arms?
Slightly, yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to do
Why?
Arms. Wouldn't it be because it gives you that forward momentum?
It
like
does.
You said there when...
It does slightly. What I know foremost what it does is if you don't use your arms, you're going to have a tendency to not engage.
Oh.
The moment I'm moving here, I'm teaching my body, even if I'm doing the moment I do this, everything just starts engaging. It's a habit.
It's not like a blob where. Bloop.
Okay, so that's a very good question to ask. So I encourage that you still use your arms to do, because it encourages you to engage.
Okay. Wing.
That was a slight bit of a hard landing. So that was nice, but it was meh. It was you didn't really jump off, you just came down. So it's not necessarily wrong,
But it's me.
But it's meh. And we don't encourage meh.
Yeah. I figured.
Nice, Andrew. I like the height you're getting, the control, your slap land's beautiful.
Andrew's just trying to show me up. I see this. He's just trying to show me up.
Right, go.
Oh.
It was a beautiful dismount. Your slap land wasn't the best because we want kneesies outside, but we explained that in that movie. You can do we're out of time, no problem, we're done.